Morning guys, you can hear me nicely. So I thought I'd share a little video where I'm speaking, but I'm doing a run walk strategy this morning. I guess I'm doing an LSD. I don't know if it counts as an LSD if I'm only doing 10Ks, but it's fine. It feels good, it's nice and cool this morning, it's a bit windy, and of course you can hear everybody starting to go to work or wherever they're going. It's just after 7. So anyway, I decided I needed to do something solo. I haven't done a solo run in a while. I've been training hard with my club, ARD. They've been very helpful and really gotten me to places I don't think I would have gotten alone. So very grateful and thankful to them. Thanks guys. But I thought let's try something alone, and I'll share why. So I thought I would try and do something without music on my own, because I thought I needed to also build mental stamina. I think generally I am mentally strong, but you can always build on it a bit more, to be able to, I suppose, it's one of the things that you need to be headstrong if you're going the further distances. At least it's what's been helpful for me. My furthest distance so far is only a 30k, which I'm very proud of. I shouldn't say only a 30k, it's actually quite far. And I consider myself privileged to be able to do that, because I think many people may not have the opportunity to do that. And so this journey's been quite cool. It's been very helpful in many ways. Met some really cool people so far, really healthy, heartwarming people, and I suppose that's what's beautiful about running. Of course there's some salty people, but this is not it. In the video we focus on the positives, only negatives we focus on the splits, and I suppose when we are injured, but this is why we train, so that we avoid injury, we maintain focus. Anyway, so I am going into about 11 months of running. Started last year. A friend challenged me to do Wings of Life. She may not say that she challenged me, but a little competition started there, a healthy competition, which has gone on to 2 Oceans Marathon, the half, and I'm sure it will go on for much longer, and that's fine. A bit of healthy competition, people driving each other is quite good, I think. Anyway, so 11 months, Wings for Life is coming up again, and this year again I'm privileged enough to be able to do it in Neisner. So I'll be with you now. Sorry, as I was saying, I'll be privileged enough to do it in Neisner again this year. I'm probably aiming for 10Ks, maybe 12, we'll see how I feel. Again, back to the walking. Aim this morning is just to do some training, but with a heart rate much lower. Been pushing myself, which is good, but I would also like to do some much longer distances at a much lower pace, to be able to get the necessary training in, and vary the training. I've also restructured my training program to include things like strength training, a little bit of indoor cycling. I have a simple cycling bike that I acquired, and it was actually quite nice. I had about 2 cycles on it so far, and post 2 Oceans. It's been cool. And that's been cool. Just to vary it up a little bit, and it's also aided in recovery. Let's pick 2 Oceans for a bit. My 2 Oceans experience was really good. I got my best time in a half marathon, and I felt that was like a really nice place to be able to do it. What a better place. Felt like a celebrity running there. I'm sure everybody, not a celebrity, like an athlete, and I hope everybody did, because the crowd was amazing. The crowd was loud and everything. It's just really busy. So every time we stop for water, there the bus would go, because it's just that busy and it's difficult to jump back on the bus, but we did. And so if I knocked you out of the way, my apologies. I suppose it's difficult because I was in Group H, and there was probably, and this is my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, and I hate to sound arrogant, but there were people way slower than me. I think people gave the incorrect times, or maybe gave their times for half marathon or 10k that maybe wasn't as difficult as 2 Oceans, and that's at no fault of their own, unless you purposely gave the wrong time or jumped your batch, which kind of is dangerous, I think, because you end up pushing with people around you at the pace you're maybe not so good at. Morning, at the pace that you may be not comfortable at, not so good, get comfortable at, and that can pose a health risk. But also you're stopping and going, just randomly stopping poses a risk to other people. To other people on the track also, and that can be dangerous. But also you slow people down. And anyway, I said I wouldn't get salty, but that was the bad side of it. The race, the gears, the organization, the route, really good. The organization for the most part was really good. There were certain things a lot of people weren't happy with. Again, I'm not going to dip into that. It's not the purpose of the video. It was my experience. I enjoyed it, and I will do it again for as long as I can. I was very happy to be a part of that space. So I'm just dipping my toes into Constantia. Probably only do 10 or 11 k's today. Anyway, so I started running. I think like many people, we all have a backstory, an emotional or traumatic one, and the research shows that there's one of the good ways of working through trauma is through exercise, and exercise coupled with therapy can be very helpful. So by profession, I am a clinical psychologist. I have been for almost 10 years, been in the mental health field for almost 15, in actual fact for just over 15 years. And so I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of trauma, as you probably would, always in the South African context. And so running, I found, in actual fact, I started with hiking, and the physical exercise coupled with the experience of overcoming those challenges, I think it does something to the psyche. It does something beautiful. You feel accomplished, you feel a sense of your goals are achieved, but you also set out. You start off with small hikes in the same way you start off with small runs. You don't just jump out of bed and go for 5k. You start a little bit lighter, and that's what happened in my case. And so I started running and therapy at the same time. Mind you, I've been in therapy before, and I just thought, I'm going to get back into the space and work through certain things. I'm now 35, and I thought certain things in life have happened from a very young age, and I just thought, let's start working through it at a different level, a deeper, more meaningful level, and try reaching a level of self-actualization in life. And as intense as it sounds, you reach a different level of peace in life. And I've been capable of helping other people to achieve this, but I thought it was time for me to achieve it for myself. And I think the level of fulfillment in life has been very different. The level of peace that I've experienced is very different. So that's been really cool. And so I think running, when I started, it was a very intense experience, because I was like trying to get rid of something, like calming a little beast that was living there. And it's changed, because I run a lot calmer. I'm able to take my time. I don't need to feel like I need to rush and accomplish something. It's more of a sense of fulfillment now. Good morning. And it's more of a sense of fulfillment right now. It's a sense of, let's go out there. We don't always need to achieve a record to feel good, because you trust the feeling. You're no longer chasing euphoria, but rather a sense of peace. Goes a little squirrel. And so it's changed the journey, but the journey feels easier, it feels better, and feel more grounded. One is able to connect with life a little bit better. Again, it sounds all very intense, but this is all part of the journey. and so it's been good. Sorry, there were some buses and the noise obviously got a bit loud. So I was very happy to be there. It was just very hot, but I learned a lot, I think, and that was what for me was important, to experience a good race. But not just experience a good race, obviously to learn and see what I could take from that and then implement it in other races for myself, and then I suppose be a better runner. But also want to explain why I started running and what it's done for me, what some of the benefits have been, because I think there's been a lot. And yeah, it will resonate with some people, it may not. It's fine, this is storytelling and a sort of open, random run session. So if it's beneficial to you, then it is. If it's not, my apologies, I'll make it better the next time. Average pace is now at just over 8 minutes, like 8:03, and that's good. Run, walk. Keep the heart rate low and do another walk up this hill. Trying to just get mileage in, I guess. Trying to go the longer distances. And one of the things that I have been neglecting, two things in actual fact, is the longer runs. We've been doing longer runs, but I feel a little bit too fast, and speed work. Although the times are improving, running's getting a bit easier, it's probably gotten to that point where I'm getting a little bit serious, and what's important is to do the work around the running, that prevents injury. Being able to prepare a little bit better for everything, and it's been cool. Also hoping to travel a little bit and go do runs around the country. It's a bigger goal, more expensive goal, but I think if one sets the goal, one starts planning and saving, then even 1 or 2 trips a year could be cool. Of course, you can just get out of Cape Town to do races around here also that I haven't done, and that's also a good start. Don't always have to go big. Don't always have to go very big. So yeah, it's all part of a really nice journey. And more people, it's interesting, I just share some of my videos or like little posts, and a lot of people say, we feel very inspired by it. Now, I'm not doing that much besides just running, and I think the nice thing is when you just do and people see you enjoying it, they see your energy, they start feeling very motivated. So, chances are it's not, in actual fact, I firmly believe that I'm just a small part of a very large group that is probably motivating people. I'm sure many people just watching this video may be doing exactly the same. So yeah, it's just an interesting observation. Starting to rain now. I'm gonna head back home now. I've still got another 5Ks to do. But because we're doing it slowly, it'll probably take me another 40 minutes, and that's fine. 45 minutes maybe even. Get back, have a good bath. It's nice to run in the rain, but I do find obviously once you get back, you need to get dry. First dry off naturally, get into a bath. Always, a friend told me once, don't jump straight into the bath, especially if your feet are wet. The bacteria, etc. Let the feet cool off, not cool off, dry off a little bit. Then you do your shower, your bath. Anyway, small things that we learned. I learned that while hiking. So yeah, let's enjoy. Sure. Just saw somebody that I last saw in 2007 at high school. See, everybody's out running because we all want to look lekker in our tights. We all want to get rid of the unnecessary fat and problems. But then we just eat it all back again, as it happens to be. So it's all fun and games. Having said so yeah, life has been very different since I started running. And I think in therapy, being a therapist, I've also tried to implement more exercise for people that I work with. And it's seen some good results. Good morning. It's seen some good results because, yeah, and I suppose there's a lot of literature. Go and read yourself The Body Keeps the Score. It's an interesting book, very good book, and many people have found value in it. I'm going to turn around. Many people have found value in it, and yeah, it speaks towards trauma and how we keep a lot of it in our bodies or maintain a lot of it for years. And this is where things like physical exercise, coupled with so many other things, come into play. So, yeah, I don't know if this video inspires you. I hope it does. If it doesn't, again, we will continue to add to the conversation because there's so much to share. I thought I'd share, I actually wanted to share the benefits really more in depth. One of the things I saw now was a little sign on the road while I was running, and it was next to somebody sleeping. Good morning. And next to somebody sleeping, and it said, "Los my slaapgoed alleen," or "Los my slaapgoed af," or something along the lines. I was running not that fast, but I didn't see too well. It basically says, "Please leave my things." And it just reminds one of how privileged you are. Yeah, I am running with a camera in my fancy shoes and other clothes and things, and I'm going home to a warm bath. And it just reminds us of how much we have, and just to be respectful, man. Remember how I always say to a lot of people, check your privilege, because remembering how much we have, and yes, we may work hard for it. Some people didn't have all the chances that we did, and through many different things, mental health, why specifically, I'm sharing this video, is people didn't have the opportunities to work through some of the difficulties that they had, and predisposing things, and I can go into depth about it. And people say, but there's homeless shelters, and also understanding why people don't go back to homeless shelters. It's nothing to do with the homeless shelter itself, because they do amazing work. But do yourself that favor, go and read up why people don't go to homeless shelters, the psychology behind it, and really understanding, it's all good we make these assumptions and we say these horrible things about people. Take the time to understand, and the world's perspective, your perspective of the world changes. Good morning. And I just thought we should share that. We may not change the world, but if we change the thinking of one or two people, made a difference. I've been lucky enough to work with thousands of people, and I'm trying to reach more and more. That's me changing the world, or at least my one, not to appease my conscience, but because I genuinely feel I would love to. Anyway, coming back to mental health, what has it done for me? I think it's made me a calmer person, it's made me more patient. Again, this is not in isolation, but with other things too. And calmer, more patient. I think it's opened up a world of clarity and creativity for me. And a world of reflection, and it's given me a lot to interact with people that know more than me, and I love that. I love the learning opportunity, because that's what stimulates the mind, and it's helped me sleep better. Sure, I can sleep like a log. Well, I didn't have sleep problems, but I didn't know it could get better, and it did. And so there's a lot of benefits to all of this. A lot of benefits, and it's amazing. Also, my appetite has increased. Never had a problem with it. Now I just feel greedy a lot of the time, but it gives me an opportunity to go and try all these lovely things. It has increased the food bill. Never mind the eating out, just the food bill at home alone, and the nutrition that is needed. But I enjoy it. We cut back on unnecessary things, and we spend it there on the requirements, the needed things, the not so luxuries. What's the word for it? The needs, not the wants. What else? And I've met some really, really good people, not just learnt. But I always think it's very humbling, because everybody comes from different backgrounds. And so we learn, we interact. The warmth that is received, I think, is always really beautiful. And that I enjoy quite a bit. So starting to get busier as the light has come up. A lot of people on their way to work, I imagine not to their girlfriends, because I would have been running if it was me. I don't have a girlfriend, but I'm just imagining. Anyway. Okay, I feel like I don't have much more to say. No, actually I probably could go on for ages, but I'd probably be past my house by then. But again, if you feel there's something that we should cover in these runs. We're going to call it the mental health runs because we're building mental stamina amongst other things. But it's the beauty of it, man. It's creating open conversations around things that we often don't want to. Some people are going to say, but we don't. When we run, we try to escape. Yeah, we're just letting go. We're letting go of the trauma. We're letting go of the anger, the stress, everything as we hit the road. And it's good. Let it out. Don't hold on to it. That's why we often feel the tension we do. And so this is my way. It's helpful to do these type of things. So if it works for you, then it works. If it doesn't, until next time, have a good one.